Good evening. The time is 5:30 p.m. on October 14th. I call this special meeting of the Rockport-Fulton Independent School District to order. Let the record show the quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been posted, is duly called, and this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. We'll begin the meeting with public comment. Nobody signed up, so we'll move to 3. But before we do, we're actually going to take a little recess. And so we'll recess at 5:30 p.m.
Yeah.
All right, the time is 5:53 p.m. and we're going to come back out of recess and we'll move to agenda item 3, the RFIC Strategic Planning Roundtable Workshop. Dr. Austin.
All right. I know I'm not Greg Gibson with Mo Casey, but I'm saving us money, so I thought today I would just run the strategic roundtable. What we're going to work on today is our strategic roundtable number 1 of 3. We have set up 3 roundtables throughout the year to review our balanced scorecard, which is our strategic plan. And so why are we here to do a roundtable? We are truly building a collaborative, I don't know why that was a hard word, I say it all the time, collaborative leadership ecosystem to drive continuous improvement and performance management of that strategic plan. I wanted to start with this quote. This was something Mr. Gibson brought up in one of our team of 8s and maybe even a roundtable workshop that we did. No amount of external accountability will be effective in the absence of internal accountability. Guess what? We are the internal accountability in this room of this strategic plan. And so who's in the room right now? We have our board of trustees, myself, and we have our executive leadership principals. Together, we truly are the environment that works across different roles to achieve those shared goals related to student success and district improvement. That's who's in the room. That's what we're working on. And what is a strategic roundtable? So I took this directly from Mr. Gibson's slides for us when we talked about roundtables. And so why are we together? He says, okay, first you have to know what the roundtable is not, and it is not punitive accountability tonight. This truly is a roundtable workshop where we're going to go through our strategic plan. We're going to do this quarterly. It's to help everybody in this room, the internal accountability team, to stay informed and engaged of how we're progressing through that plan. There are no ranks or titles in this meeting. And we do have strategic questions that are going to guide our thoughts and feedback tonight. Got real quiet.
The AC turned off.
All right, so some initial reflection questions for everybody in the room. Putting your mindset around that strategic plan. We call it the RFISD 4x12. I just like to say 4x12. It's the balanced scorecard, but it's the 4x12. 4 priorities, 12 objectives. That is what you guys adopted in February. So knowing what that plan, I sent it to you guys in the Monday Moving the Needle and said, hey, just kind of review it. What we're going to determine as an initial reflection, are we staying focused on those priorities? Are our actions effective and how do we know it? What progress are we making and how do we know it? And are we maintaining team trust and how do we know? Those are just some initial ones that hopefully tonight we will answer when our teams present to you. Before we begin, I think it's extremely important to set our community agreements, our norms of how this night will be. I have been talking with our staff over the last couple weeks, and I actually start all my meetings with norms, and these are the new ones, and they're only in pictures now. I was like, I'm going to make this real short and sweet. The first one is students are at the center, and everything we do tonight, it's about student success. We must balance candor and care. We are going to talk about a lot of great things, but we're going to talk about a lot of hard things, things that are working well and things that are not. Please, everyone in this room, balance candor and care. The success of our district is not on one person. It is shared accountability and responsibility. This plan helps align us, but every single person in here has a role in our success. So we must share accountability and responsibility in making this plan the best version for our campuses and district. And we're gonna tonight respect team, time, and task. We're done to go. I'm like, what time do I have this going to?
6.
Because
It's 5:58.
What?
Good?
So I'm gonna get us out of here because we are meeting again on Thursday. All right, so I want us to think about tonight through the lens of 4 things. We're gonna talk about team trust as a whole team in here. Then we're gonna move to the 3 essential roles of our district. Then we're gonna really focus on continuous improvement, and we're gonna discuss what the plan is and how the progress is. We're gonna do it through plan, do, check, act. And then we're gonna do strategic alignment. That's when you guys are gonna get in rotations and you're gonna give feedback on how the plan is doing. So we're gonna align on the direction in which we're going. These are the 4 things we're gonna do tonight by 6 o'clock. All right, so first, we are gonna work on trust. I know it's a little bit blurry, but I shared this today because this is actually what we have been working in our principal and AP learning labs. It's also what I am doing with our executive team and their check-ins. We are truly building trust. If you've never seen this, this is Stephen Covey's trust tree. There's 2 elements of building trust: character and competence. Character are those roots, that's the integrity, and that kind of intent is that tree trunk. And then we go into competence. What are your capabilities? And truly, what are the results? All of that together builds trust. There are 12 what we call leadership moves to truly build and maintain trust. One thing that we are working on as a team, we did a lot of training and scenarios around this, but when I meet with the principals or I meet with the ELT team, we give feedback on what leadership moves are we doing well and which ones do we need to work on. So those are the 12. I'm showing you guys these because these are the things we're working on as a team. And in a minute, we're going to take a trust inventory as a whole team. All right, so you have a trust inventory in front of you that looks like, where did I put mine? Looks like this. It's going to say we. Board, you have done this before.
Yes.
So this will be your first time to do with we being everybody in this room. Not just your board members. This is we as this whole team around our strategic plan. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to complete it. Please put your name, as long as you feel confident in that, and we should have an open environment. And then I'm going to collect those. If I do not get to it by the end, on our second strategic roundtable, I will share the results, and then we will take this test again on the 3rd strategic roundtable to measure how we started and how we ended. Take it right now. Go.
Papers up. Papers up.
Is everybody, huh?
I said 6:01. Papers up.
Papers up. none, if you'll just hold it up, I'll get it. Oops, sorry, start at.
This whole team?
Like, I'm thinking of like the whole system.
It's hard. 'Cause
I know.
There's some of them I'm like halfway in between.
I made 7 copies at the end and y'all have to go through 7 copies that forgot that.
Because
It's up to you, or you just tally it and hand it to her, she puts her. It's up to you.
highly the operative word. We're still in between skills and active. We're developing skills.
If not, there's another one over there for that. Just figure yourself the back. Yep. Oh, here. Only 7 of them did. These are all that way.
Yes, did you put your name on it?
Yes.
All right.
Did you?
Yes. I ain't, no shame in my game.
So put your name, but no one else can see it, just to make sure I have everybody. All right, I'm gonna move to the second thing. We're gonna talk about the 3 essential roles. These probably are just truly reviews for you guys as a board member. Greg went through these with us. We have strategic, tactical, and operational. I'd like for you to take 3 minutes just reviewing your strategic, tactical, and operational that you have in front of you right now. If I was teaching the class, it would be this: circle what resonates with you, question mark if you still have questions about something. If you need one of these, please let me know. On the back, it goes even deeper for you. It starts talking about areas of alignment for a district, and it maps out your strategic, tactical, and operational with those major alignment systems in a district. Again, to really digest the information, I would say circle, highlight, or put question marks on anything that doesn't make sense with the questions, or highlights that it resonates with you about strategic, tactical, or operational. Principals, I do think this is probably the first time that you've seen the strategic, tactical, and operational. Where do you live, principals? Operational. Where does the ELT team live? Can they live in operational? Yes, they can. Where does the superintendent go?
All of it. Strategic, tactical, and operational.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. I'm supposed to live in strategic and tactical, but I feel sometimes I live in operational with y'all. I hope that I do, actually, just to support you. And where does our board go?
Strategic.
Strategic. Everyone in the system has a role, but everyone is not in every role. I know. All right, any wonderings about this? I don't want to assume it makes perfect sense if it doesn't. Okay. One thing I wanted just to let our board know that we did work at the executive team. We had a strategic roundtable meeting with Greg Gibson, Gregory Portland, London, who else was there? Aransas Pass, Cal Allen.
Oh. Hector?
Hector, where's Hector from?
Freer?
Yes.
It's far.
I thought he was from Freer.
Rungy.
Okay. There's a huge group of us that comes together. We bring our strategic plans and we truly share among the districts what's working for us in this, and then how can we get better alignment as a district. One of the things they worked on with us was this key work. And so what we did is we listed everybody in our system except for our board, but everybody from the ELT down to what campuses and roles and responsibilities. I like to call it the Blue Angels team, if you did not know that. And from that, we created roles and responsibilities. If you have never seen those, please let me know. We'll get those to you. We've given them. Never? Okay. We'll get them for you.
I could have missed them, but I
Yeah.
don't remember seeing them.
Nope. We share them internally, so you might not have, but if you guys want to take a look at them, we have them for everybody, and it just outlines what is the role and responsibility in the district. We showed it to all of our new teachers this year, and just really helping them, I think, orient themselves around who does what work in our district. Do you guys have any questions about those role sheets? I know it's not in Mo Casey's beautiful, wonderful sheet here, but we like this one. We like these a whole lot. Board, any question about our roles and responsibility sheets?
Do you pair that up with the flow chart by chance?
We do have an organizational flow chart.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that's always helpful too on, if you have the description underneath each, because
Well, you'll get to multiple pages, but what we could do is take that org chart and link these.
yeah,
And
it'd
then
probably
put
be
it
a
on
good
our website.
opportunity for,
We can do
especially
that.
staff,
I
so
think I
that
call
they
it a
know
work chart.
who.
Is that what I call
Yeah.
it? Work chart? Our org chart? Is that what I thought we called it? Yeah, I know it's called an org chart. I thought we had a different name. I'll show it to you guys in just a second once you're kind of working in discussions. But we could link that and put it on our website. All right, I'm going to move. And the reason why I truly wanted to understand tactical, strategic, and operational is I know that there's no ranks and titles, but you have to understand those roles when you're giving feedback. All right, third, plan, do, act, check. This is where he spent a lot of time, everybody over here, working with our team of 8, talking about how can you have a continuous improvement model as a district. We worked last year on getting the plan. You guys have been doing the do, and now it's time to do the check, the first check. So let's look at the plan. Are y'all ready? All right, I'm gonna hand this out first. Here's some questions. Logan, will you pass those down to your team?
Sure. Okay, this is gonna be really hard.
You have to do the teacher thing where you lick your finger and then you go through.
I'm not an expert at that.
Can't do that since COVID.
COVID's out the door. Now it's just
Y'all don't
RSV.
really necessarily need these. Present. Okay, so these are some strategic questions for our board. You guys can look at these if you'd like.
We'll need the glasses, I think.
Need one more?
No.
You could borrow mine, Kenny?
No, I'm just joking.
I have another pair because
Michaela,
I need to
I almost
update
said I'm
mine.
gonna bring glasses for Michaela. 'cause
I know.
Every time I'm with you, you say
It is
I
on
can't
my
read.
list to get my new script. I just haven't made it that far on my list. So I just
Molly,
transferred.
when you go.
I
I need to go.
I'm busy doing Molly's basket.
All right, over here, you guys have some strategic questions that they have, but board, here's some things as they're presenting. The team is about to get up and present to you their priority, their objectives, and progress. They've got 5 minutes to present that to you. You have a work map. They're by priorities. You have priority 1, priority 2, 3, and 4. To get it on an 8x10, I had to make it small. You have an October check. And look, you can write big all over this. This is yours to keep. It's truly just wanting to know what y'all think. You have a rating to give as they're presenting. It's an N for, hey, I don't think they have started. There's no, not started, N. You have a 0 for not adequate progress, a 1 for needs improvement, 2 minimal progress, 3 significant progress, 4 successful completion. It's on your last sheet.
Bottom of the last sheet.
Geez, we started with that one.
You couldn't write that fast for
Sorry.
president.
0 to 4.
That is 0 to 4.
There is an N.
There is an N, because if we haven't started it, you can't rate it. Only I will get these, and then I'm going to debrief with my team as an overall.
So are we gonna get these back if this is check 1 is October, check?
You will get an overall that I will bring back to you in the check 2.
Okay, so we won't remember what we did in the check progress in.
You'll remember as a whole, because I'm going to have it for you as a whole.
All right.
All
Just
right?
need to see if we're closing gaps.
That's the goal.
Thanks.
I'm going to collect and put them all together and say, this is where we're at with them.
Okay.
Okay? You also have some strategic questions just to think about. All right, that's what I just showed you in a prettier format. If I felt like I could give you all your Chromebooks, I could have made it a Google version. All right, to start us off, I'm going to remind us the start of our strategic plan is our mission, vision, values, our beliefs, and our priorities. We have, since adopting this, been talking to all of our campuses, talking to our communities and our parents around this strategic plan. The 4 priorities are student success, and there are 3 objectives. We have staff, well-being, and development, parent and community involvement and engagement, and we have finance and operations. What I have on the screen is going to be the objectives and the overall long-term goal, just to remind you what the long-term goal is. And then each team member that owns that priority, so like priority 1 is Jessica and Eric, they're going to get up and they're going to go through evidence of progress for their yearly goals. All right? There you go.
Okay. I'm gonna need a timekeeper.
I got you.
All right, so we're gonna focus on 4 of our actions, our key actions tonight. The first one we're gonna look at is building a culture of data. One of the artifacts that I have linked on our strategic plan is around the observation is around the formative data protocol. So this is actually something, I wanted them in numerical order, but this is actually the most recently introduced. We are just now rolling out a draft of this to get some feedback because we wanted to focus more heavily on lesson internalization first. But we created a full a document that went out to campus principals this last week. It has the vision, the why we collect formative data, why we don't just wait for big unit tests to get information. We have to do a weekly check-in on where student learning is daily. And so it gives them the what, why those formative assessments matter in that professional learning conversation, and then we gave kind of the steps of how they will implement that. So we provided a common slide deck that principals can use across all 4 buildings. We talked about what we would want to see with that in that process, and then the tool that they'll use to actually, like, all of these are clickable links that will take them to other tools and resources to make sure we have continuity across the system. We're letting this kind of roll through our buildings because we've learned that with our teachers, getting a little feedback is critical and seeing these things through to the next step. So we're letting staff give a little feedback, and I'll be working with principals to find out if this needs some adjustments or tweaks, but that's how we built out the process for collecting ongoing data. The next piece is around strengthening Tier 1 instruction. And so we've been working with our team on feedback coaching, making sure that teachers aren't just getting a one and done form that says we've been in your room, but there's actually a cycle of how we get in the classroom, see what's going on, give that feedback, say we're going to come back tomorrow or we're going to come back in 2 days and see again, and just provide that ongoing support. This is just a snip of the tool that we're using to gather that, and you'll notice that it's linked around those anchor practices we've been talking about. The next piece that I brought in was around our lesson internalization process, and this is still related to that, this is related to supporting professional learning communities, but I'll tell you this is huge for what's happening in Tier 1 instruction, because this is our process for how we get teachers really digging into what does this lesson say, how do I make sure I'm ready to go in the classroom and deliver it with consistency. So this is a protocol that, again, has the same tools, a slide deck for training, what the teachers are doing, what the administrators are doing, and all of those pieces work together to make sure staff feels really confident walking in to deliver a high quality lesson. And we do that through our PLC process.
Great. The last bit right here is the activity list. Okay, it's also called the organization and club list. We've sent this out to each of the campuses, so Live Oak, Fulton, middle school, and high school. We wanted to create that district-wide listing of any organization that is offered at each of those campuses. So what we have is we have every single kid that is enrolled in our school, along with every single activity or club that is offered at that school. So in Fulton, we have birding, cheer squad, choir, and there's also a list. It's a livable spreadsheet. So each of those people, so Ms. McLeod would go in and check off her kids. The idea here is to be able to see who is involved in what activities, and how can we maybe grab some more of those kids in some of these activities that maybe they're really good at art, but they're not in the art club. Well, why is that kid not in the art club? And as we get through this, obviously there's, at the high school level, we have some sports that haven't started yet. Basketball is about to get started. So those sports obviously won't have anything until that sport has been concluded and started. And so the idea there is to, one, be able to see where these kids are and have an opportunity to maybe grab them in part of a extracurricular activity. Again, my belief, and I think everybody's belief in here, if they are involved in something at school, it's more likely that they're going to be in attendance, less likely that they're going to be a discipline problem. Going to the district core values, you saw the Pirates core values, the purpose, integrity, and that's already been implemented. I know my daughter has been talking about the accountability aspect of it and what they're doing there, so I think about all campuses are really hitting strong in that. And then the last deal is increasing for 1.2 is the increasing the social media. Gil's doing a really good job at the district level, and then obviously at each of the campuses we're improving and we're increasing that as much as we can right now. Is it ever good enough? I don't think so. I think we can invest the best type of public PR that we can possibly have, and so that's going to always be an ongoing increase as much as we can.
So what I'd like y'all to do is we have 3 objectives: increase achievement and growth, increase student engagement and performance in extracurricular and co-curricular, and then equip students with the skills and knowledge to be fully prepared for CCMR and life beyond. So what are some of your likes and wonderings? Because in a minute we will have rotations and you get to talk specifically to these 2, and a principal will sit with them. So what do you like about some of the things they presented, and what are you still wondering as far as our objectives and the goals for this year?
So,
But they only talk.
You wanna click on that?
Do you
Yes.
want me to talk
Yeah.
about that?
Please do. She's gonna specifically talk about where we are at BOY data, just to give you a quick, like, overview of
Do
it.
you wanna ask?
yeah,
me
so
first?
before we move to that deal, so right now, you want us to write down like all the questions that we have. We're not gonna
Yep.
rate it yet.
And you're gonna do conversations,
Okay,
and then you will give me a rating.
just wanna make sure.
Yep.
All right, I got it.
Okay,
Thank
will
you for
click on that page?
So increasing student achievement is one of our major goals. She's gonna walk you through your House Bill 3 goal check.
Go ahead and click on, these aren't touchable, right? Okay,
No.
go ahead and click on the literacy.
I'm not that high tech yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, will you, like,
Make it.
make the little,
You're asking a
thanks
lot.
for reading my mind, okay? All right, so here we go. All right, so one of the things that I wanted to point out about this, when we set our baseline data, we set it during that 23-24 school year as we were building out this new plan. We didn't have last year's end of year data. Problem and also celebration, when we look at this data, we actually went up quite a bit. And I want to remind you, this number for MAP specifically, which is the bulk of our areas, is how we rank in the national percentile range, okay?
For achievement
For
on MAP.
achievement on MAP. This is not growth, this is achievement. So when we originally set our baselines, for example, in first grade, we were in the 28th percentile. Well, in 1 year, we bumped up to the 53rd percentile. And you'll see that pattern play out across. There are only a couple of spots where we saw a dip.
Because we
made some
updated
pretty-
these for them in the fall of 24.
But this is based off of MAP.
Yes.
This is based off of MAP.
This is MAP, okay?
So the fall of 24, we brought these goals to you and reviewed them.
So we adopted these goals. The challenge with these MAP numbers is really based on last year's end of year data. We've already exceeded some of those goals.
With MAP,
With
which is the
MAP.
celebration.
So we are going to need to talk about making that bump. Like we look for 5% gain annually is what we want to see. And so the conversation we need to have, and principals, this matters, if you've already been looking at those numbers with your team and setting goals. Right now in first grade, we're in the 66th percentile and our goal is 55. Obviously that needs to be different, right? We would want to make that goal something more like 71. So just something that we wanted to mention tonight as we're looking at the long term for this is if we've exceeded the goal, we need to go ahead and reset. And then you'll see that at BOY, this is our BOY percentile here. You'll see that right now, like at pre-K, we're looking at their 67% are considered ready in phonological awareness. The end of your goal will be 78%. And then you can see like where we are. So MAP kinder starts here and it goes. Now there are some areas that started out with BOY a little bit lower, like third grade achievement percentile is significantly lower than it was at the end of year last year. So just a couple of little pockets where we saw a little bit of dip for BOY, but no instruction has really happened between end of year last year and start of year this year. So it's really more that middle of year data that starts to tell the story of this year's instruction. Eric, will you click on the Math PM? Math made even stronger gains from 24 to 25. So every single area was growth of anywhere from like 5 to 12 points higher in percentile. And so again, we would want to reset these goals to be a little bit higher. Math consistently is trending up everywhere except that 8th grade bracket, which is where we lose a lot of those kids to Algebra 1. But this is definitely all trending in the right direction here. I think we had a little dip at 2nd grade for BOI, but for the most part, still pretty consistent with end of year.
I will say, when you come to priority 1 table, you're gonna have a principal there. I would ask them, how do they track MAP data and what do they do with it with their teachers? Get into the weeds during that time that you have with them.
Keep in mind when we look at MAP data at the district level, when we're talking national norms and percentiles, that's like big picture. Principals set their goals around achievement and growth. This is really high level look at data. How do we compare to the nation? It's just a way for us as a district to see, are we going up or down? And the way norms change doesn't affect this, because we're just being compared to peers. Campuses will set their goals around students making growth and where are they on that achievement range.
Yep.
Okay.
Write your questions, Logan, on your paper. All right, that's it. It's only a 5-minute overview, and then you're gonna get to really talk to them when we rotate. All right, Molly, the team of one.
Oh, thank you.
Team of one.
You ready?
They only hit on objectives 1.1 and 1.2. They did not hit on
No,
1.3,
she
correct?
didn't go through that yet, but you
Okay,
can ask
so-
her at
so
the table.
somebody's going, okay.
Yeah. All right, you ready for the next page? Oh, you got the clicker.
They may not be the active
Okay, so staff engagement, staff well-being, very big, and it's not just me and it's not just my office, it takes every single person to make sure that we retain and we recruit the best people, from our custodian, our maintenance department, all the way to our superintendent of the board, skip the damn. There's a couple of things that we have put into place. We are continuing to work on these. I know that I spoke with Dr. Austin even earlier today. And once you create a document and then you've lived in a document and then you're like, oh, it really should be reworded.
Mm-hmm.
And so there will be tweaks to make sure that our year 5 or our year-end goals are written in smart fashion. Some of them are not written in smart fashion. And so there'll be some tweaks, and I think that always comes with the document that we're
So I want to
constantly
point
looking
out,
at.
the document that you guys adopted with Greg, remember we all talked about it, the ones that do not move are the 4 priorities and the objectives. The actions, the yearly progress, and the long-term, it's an organic document that we might move a goal higher, we might make it more SMART goal, we might say, hey, I'm gonna give you one in a minute, I'll just go ahead and give you a teaser. I said, I'm gonna have 4 community sessions, and then at the end of the year, when no one showed up, I was like, I'm not gonna have 4, I'm gonna have 2, one in the fall, one in the spring, but that doesn't show on the plan right now. So the only ones that are locked in are the 4 priorities and the 12 objectives. I just wanted to, that's what you guys adopted.
And I think that's good practice. I think that makes us constantly look and make revisions, and we can do better in this way, or that did not work. And so we always come back to the drawing board. So this is about recruit, retain highly qualified and engaging staff. A couple of things, we have fall job fairs that are coming up. I'm going to 3 in the next month and a half or so. And so we will continue to recruit the best people. Your very best are coming, and I know I was a product of alternative certification, but the ones that are in an education program and doing student teaching, I mean, they're a heart of gold. And so we want to try our very hardest so that we can pick up some of just the traditional educational path. Employees, implementation of a sick leave bank, just another way of recruiting and showing that we're supporting staff. I did put in my report for Thursday night that our staff care about one another. We actually just, our first recipient of the sick bank was awarded leave, going through some hard times in their life and going through some things. So we had 72 days donated this year by employees. And so this year we got to see that help another member, so it's amazing. We offer pre-K enrollment for staff. Mike, you got 2 kiddos over there. And then hiring guidelines. This was brought to you, I think, last board meeting or the meeting before. We did tweak our hiring guidelines to make sure that every step was covered. Again, right? It's about continuous improvement. And so if we see that there's an issue or we see that there's a gap, we always want to make corrections. Then we go into job satisfaction, making sure that we are serving our Staff members, Leslie did one for the community, actually, let's talk about staff, but, community, we'll do one for students and for staff, and those actually go out the first week of December, so they are ready to rock and roll. More information, data collection on exit surveys. We've taken feedback on how do we improve those exit surveys, making sure that they are actually doing them. And if they're not doing them, then following up and trying to ask questions of why that a person left. I showed Dr. Austin today what that exit survey format looks like. And we're putting why did they leave, what was going on, and then even just some helpful notes even from the supervisor, just making sure we exactly know why people are leaving and we can track that. Onboarding, some of these are hyperlinked, but onboarding checklist, that's just making sure that when we are bringing new student or new staff on, we make sure that they sit with us, they sit with the benefits department, they sit with payroll department, they sit with technology. They are completely taken care of. All of their personal stuff is taken care of. So when they walk in the first day of school with Dr. Carter, they're ready to rock and roll, and they don't have to worry anything about personal life, technology. Setup is ready to go. Board meeting recognitions. Those are piggybacked off of the campus presentations. The 30, 60, 90-day check-in is new. I was given this idea from DeSoto. It was a lady that I went to a conference with. So while we're not at 30, we're about at 50-something days with teachers. So I'm going to do something 50. So we'll pick up at 60. So this check-in is actually for campus leadership will get check-in information. The district leadership will as well. It's basically surveys that go to the new staff. So there's one for 30 days, there's one for 60 days, there's one for 90 days. When we meet individually, I can show you what those surveys look like. So it's just questions and feedback of how was your first 30 days? How was your onboarding experience? Is there anything else you need? So forth. So at 30 and 60 and 90, those would happen. And then employee care, we want to make sure that a person understands that they are more than an employee. They are a person, and we understand that some things go on in their life, and we want to celebrate the babies that are born, and recognizing them and making sure that we still show love to them even though they're off campus, and then anybody who's lost a loved one, we make sure that we reach out to them, and just check on them. Teacher Advisory Council, DEIC, Superintendent's Monthly Newsletter. Leslie typically sends one out right after a board meeting. It's a recap of everything that's going on. So keeping staff informed. Professional growth, performance, and productivity. We are in the very, very beginning stages of 2026 Summer Learning by Beach. And I say that because the meeting was this morning. We have a waiting list still for Graceland. Graceland is the old Hartwell University. They just had a name change. And so we still have a waiting list of people, of paraprofessionals that are working on their teaching certification and their bachelor's degree. And we have graduates coming very, very soon that we are excited to get them in the pipeline and get them into a classroom. Evaluation system. We are very strongly monitoring our T-test timelines and making sure that our goals are set and really following that and getting into classrooms. And I am telling you that our local system, I need to work on. Scope and sequence of professional development activities. So there is a professional learning GAG that Jessica has, and it shows all of the professional learning days, what objectives are being covered on those professional learning days, and then there's also departments. So like Mitzi has a safety GAG. So what are the things in October that she might go over with her police officers? In December, transportation. What is Rob going to do for the bus drivers
there's always something, bus safety, CPR training, first aid on a bus. There's always topics. Food service. She has monthly professional development ideas that she has for her group. Employee well-being wellness clinic. Denise just asked about this. This is in the beginning stages. This is like typically where we have flu shots. They would come onto campuses and give, so our staff don't have to go to Walgreens or HEB and get flu shots. And then there's some other stuff that we're bringing in with it as well. We did meet with every campus and department at the beginning of the year to share information about our benefits package. It went over very well. Lots of stuff not communicated, and now it is communicated and it is being utilized. Wellness activities. I think wellness comes in lots of different forms. It's not just about mental health, physical health. It's just wellness of being part of a team. And so we have different activities that are planned. There are some people in this room that have not signed up for pickleball yet. But we have our first pickleball tournament, and it's team building, collaboration. Let's have some fun.
You were at the end.
Oh, I'm at the end.
You
Oh,
were at the
time?
end. So I'm gonna show them something. I'm giving you time.
She said
I'm
you
saying you're
were.
done.
at the
You're
end.
done.
Here's your clicker.
You are now. So I don't want to move that. I want to show something to the board because Molly did a great job going through all her things. Jessica already texted me. Look, I'm gonna throw the no rings, no titles. It's a safe place. She's already texted me. I want to show something to your board, to the board. You have access to all of these things. So I'm going to show you a document that they are living in that you can access at any time and see the work of their departments. So if I go to, I'm going to pick on Jessica because she already said, well, first of all, I want you to know my evaluation's already linked there. So the January evaluation is already tied to this plan. So if you're like, how are we going to evaluate Leslie in January? I've already made it. You've already adopted it in February. Now I'm going to go to priority one.
Did you just fill it out too?
So then I'm going to go to priority one. This is the district overview, but I want to see what they are doing in their departments. At the top of every priority, and they're locked so no one can mess with them anymore, you have their plans. So when you click on it, this is Jessica and Eric's plan. They work on it with their team. So here, objective one is Jessica. Here's her teams. These are their department objectives. You'll notice it keeps filtering down. These are very intentional actions that her and her team take. What each department lead is doing is they're starting to link the evidence. It's great to tell you we're working on it. It's awesome. And I'm telling you they're working really hard. But one thing I've said this year is if it's not in writing, how do we know? And so they have their key actions. And then I'm going to move over. Her team is already making notes. Where are you at with that yearly progress and who owns it in that team? So this is a document that, again, is organic and that as we progress through, you will see more links to evidence that is happening in their department. I can go back to that and I can look at priority 3. And I can go to Gil and I, who own this one together. This is where I get tactical and operational. And Gil and I own this. I'm working on objective 1, and you see that I'm starting to link things that I'm trying to create. If I'm saying we're doing it, I'm trying to put it in a protocol or a process or something to give the principals tools. And then they have campus improvement plans that they are doing the same thing. Jody showed me a wonderful document that she's trying to get it all the way down to teachers to own this plan. We only have 2 hours tonight. Well, Michaela only gave me 2 minutes, but you can check this plan at any time. You never have to wait for a strategic roundtable. All right, Molly, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure they saw that. Gil, we're up.
No pressure, 5 minutes.
No pressure. Where's the
Running out of
clicker?
time.
Click it on.
Let's go.
Okay, I have 1 and I have 3. So I'm going to start with 1. It is to encourage parent involvement. not just at the district level, what are we doing to cascade that down to support it at our principal level? You can look at our website, and we are really starting to build out our family and parent engagement plan. There is Senate Bill 11. I like to call it the Parent Bill of Rights. There's a lot of requirements for really increasing parent engagement there. But the first one says 0 to 4 informational sessions on curriculum and district goals at board meetings. First of all, we're doing that at board meetings, strategic roundtables. Our parents don't necessarily want to come to curriculum nights at a district level. So I can already tell you, there's probably more things that we need to do around parent involvement that are helping our campuses. They want to come to campuses. The adjustment I made, instead of doing 4, we're doing 1 in the fall and 1 in the spring. Our first one's on October 20th. It hits a lot of this. I linked our website that Gil and I have been trying to work on and will continue. We just had October 13th, we had parent meetings at our elementary. I think I heard you guys saying we're logging those in Eduphoria. High school has a survey going out because they will be doing parent meetings and logging those as well. Jerry's got his plan going. It is our goal that all of our children and our parents have options to meet with us at a minimum 2 times per year, at a minimum. All right, create a list of opportunities for parents to partner with teachers and develop a tool for documenting that's in Eduphoria. Provide 2 opportunities for PD related anchor practices. I'm like, I don't know why I wrote that, y'all. It's like, I'm not going to train our parents on anchor practices specifically at the district level, but that's what I wrote when we created this plan.
Just for belonging.
I did it for belonging, but I was like, what did I mean by wanting to get that to parents? So this is where you get to check yourself and go, okay. In parent pathways on October 20th, I do think we are doing things for belonging, but we don't call it anchor practices. We are doing student well-being, we're doing bullying, we're doing future pathways. But I will say I didn't call it out like this, but hey, that's what I said in my goal. Gil, you're up.
Then we want to enhance and sustain effective communication with our parents and our community. And so, 3.2.1, we're doing newsletters. Our campus principals do a great job of getting that newsletter out to parents every single Friday. We want to work on better two-way communication for now. As a district, we have Ask a Pirate, and so community members are emailing and Dinah gets them every single day. But I think as a district, I would like to see one communication almost app for the entire district. So right now we have Sports U for athletics. Some parents use Class Dojo, some use Parent Square, some use MySpace, and blah, blah, blah. And so, the 5-year goal is to
Sosa
get...
doesn't know what that is.
The 5-year goal is to get one app for the entire district for communication. Create district partnerships, so really it's supporting our support. So we're working closely with Education Foundation and the Athletic Booster Club, but I want to get even deeper with our PTO groups, with our mentors now that we have a new coordinator, and our band boosters, and see how we can support them because they do so much for our district and our students. And then creating opportunities for principals, teachers, and staff to submit their stories so we highlight them. Right now, we're focusing on Did You Know for the Vader. That's our #1 priority. But the ICs are doing a great job at their micro stories on their campuses.
And we do try to find ways. I mean, we just celebrated Coach of the Week on our district website. So Gil does a great job trying to pull those out, either share it or create his own post, but we haven't found a way for them to submit their story as a district, and so that's something that you see that I just wrote. We need to start this because we don't actually have them submitting anything to us. Gil does a great job, though, of getting out there and getting that information out. Our third one says increase community engagement. And so gather a baseline of partnerships with community organizations. We are working with Education Foundation. They're all going on a platform. And right now we're specifically working with high school. I do know that we do have community partnerships at our elementary and middle school, but we need to then move to be more intentional to make sure we have a list to give to our principals of this is who you can reach out to. Our communities and schools does a really great job tying our principals and our kids into where they need to go, which is why we left that is really one part of our priority, communities and schools. Increase 3 to 5 outreach efforts and meetings held with local organizations. I feel like I do way more than 5 personally, I go to Lions Club, Rotary, Retired Association, the Aransas County Republican Party, Realtor Association, Leadership Aransas County, and there's probably more. We have 5 minutes. I'm gonna move on. So increase 0 to 4 community meetings. This is, I already told you I wanted to adjust. I made this probably in January. We were working on it, and we just did not have a lot of turnout for community meetings. State of the District is a great community meeting. We will brainstorm other ones, but holding all community meetings just to talk to us, they're not really interested in right now. But we will continue to make sure we're getting out there and being part of meetings that are already scheduled. Anything you want to add, Gil?
I mean, part of this could be, principals in the park.
Yes,
You know, our
you're right.
community loves
Yep.
it, and that gives them an opportunity to speak to us.
Well, I'm gonna count that. I'm gonna put it
You
there
should.
for the
Yes,
spring.
ma'am. All right, 5 minutes.
That's all right.
Good job.
Good job,
Okay.
team. All right, so finance and operations, and we're gonna start with safety. Mitzi, you're gonna go fast, and if not, I'm going to tell you you're done.
You will, you got me on. Okay, right now, our EOP plan is completed, it is turned into Sentinel, and it's also on the Google Drive. All campuses have completed initial training and Stop the Bleed, the craze, all these things, but before school started. We have started on our drills, we've been completing our drills, and they're also documented in Sentinel. And also the daily door checks, we do multiple a day. And anything we find is reported immediately, and it's also documented on our drive. And work orders are submitted immediately when there's anything found, and Mike is real good with getting right on top of it. I mean, in just a few minutes, we've got somebody over there fixing doors and locks.
How many TEA audits have we had so far?
The first one was at
We
the
had
high
last
school,
week.
and we passed.
We're not.
We're looking to have, hopefully middle school this month. I'm not
I
sure.
clicked the button. I understand we will have one this month, is what I clicked.
Yes. You never know where they're gonna come and where they're gonna hit. We've already finished our high school audit, and it was great. I did a great job over there. Middle school, I think that's next. So far, we're at 25%, and we have no deficiencies. So we're looking to complete all of our campuses with that record, so
Good job.
thanks.
Kathy, you're up.
So for the strength in financial stewardship, we of course want to continue being transparent in everything we put out. We're working on getting everything posted to we did for the 25-26 budget. We had everything posted online in papers, wherever we were required to, it was there. We were now in the process of getting our information to the auditor, so he'll complete the 24-25 audit, bring that to y'all in December for y'all's approval. We had, for 25-26, we had meetings with the principals, with the department heads, and worked on their budget requests based on their needs assessments, and then we kind of went over it, and we'd go over it as a group, we'd go back to them if we feel like there need to be some cuts, worked on that. We hold quarterly meetings with our finance committee and with our board. We'll let you know we are planning on doing one the week of November the 10th, which will be after the Vader, so that we can give to them, and then we'll bring to y'all at the November board meeting. Here's year to date with the first 6 weeks, and then any adjustments with the Vader, we'll bring that to y'all as well.
And I want to just point out, it says budget workshops with board, admin, and community. We have been working on our budget as a department because we have to be prepared for whether it's 3.2 million or 3.2 minus 960. Either way, we have to cut a significant amount of money from our current budget. And so I don't want y'all to think we're just waiting. I have already met with Jessica and her team. Mike has dug really deep into his operational budget to find as many cost savings as we can right now. So we are not just waiting for workshops. I want you guys to know, I think we have budget talks probably weekly about what's being spent, what's essential, what's not essential, and we're really drilling it down to really essential things being spent right now? Okay,
I think
you're good. Good job.
All right, last as always.
I mean, we wouldn't have it any other way.
So long-range facilities plan was our first progress measure, and that was actually presented in March at one of the board meetings. And like Molly mentioned earlier, that's a document that's going to grow. It's not just set it and do it. We've already been working on it since we presented it in March. A lot of those items have actually been completed already. Live Oak Playground was one. Access control that the board approved earlier was done. So small HVAC units are already beginning to be replaced that were in that plan. So progress is being made there. Quarterly maintenance walkthroughs across district facilities. So we have check-ins with operation leads bi-weekly. I do want to take them like our maintenance director, director of technology. And then twice a year we check in with campus principals, check in with them before our Christmas break to see if there's anything that we can do at the campus during the break when we come back for second semester. And then again at the end of the year to try to do any
And
big
it's
projects
more of
they
a
have.
formal walkthrough that he does. He talks to them all the time, I bet.
Yeah, it's not just those times, but
But it's a formal walkthrough on their campus with them.
so anything they need, maintenance or safety concerns they have, we move to make a list and see if we can get it done before beginning of next school year. Training staff on proper facility use and implement cost-saving processes across district facilities. So we have quarterly trainings with our operations staff. We just had one beginning of this month. And it was actually a good thing we did because it's not just cost savings, we also do a safety thing. We found that one of our guys was not using crisis code properly, so it paid off. And so we check in, we have those big meetings 4 times a year between all of operations. And cost savings on utilities, we, like Dr. also mentioned earlier, went through everything. We're actually, just last month, found that we could save $18,000 a year just on garbage pickup. So that was one thing we did. We're also meeting with vendors to help reduce our energy costs because the big ones will be coming up. Our contract is up in 2030, so we need to do anything we can to make sure we're being more efficient with our energy. And we have 2 vendors we're talking to currently about just getting more efficient HVAC control.
There you go. All right, so we are moving to roundtable discussion. If the priority teams will get where you're supposed to be, so priority 1 is right here. Which principal do I put with y'all?
Miss Poland.
Miss Poland's over there. Priority 2, priority 3, and 4 are over there.
How are we splitting up?
I'm about to split you all up.
1, 2, 3.
Kenny and Jack, we'll start with priority 1. Bonnie, go to priority 2. Logan, that was like a paper cut. Logan and Nikki.
You and me over there.
That's priority 1.
Priority 2, Bonnie. Logan and Nikki, and then Logan. Caleb, Nikki. Okay.
Okay.
You're going 4.
Like, how long is this one? 4 minutes?
Get your 4s up.
Get your fours
How
up.
long do we have each?
You have 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay.
5 minutes. I'll tell you when to start.
And then she goes.
Where'd you go? Alright. Y'all go. First go.
3, 2, 1. Right.
Any questions on priority 1?
Yes. What's the biggest obstacle that we have in the district?
I think a lot of things that we thought about are one, getting parents grounded back and helping us and being our partnership. That's something we talked about as we extend homework opportunities, resources from home, connect, what's happening in the neighborhood.
To do an entire month and let that out.
And
So, you know, or, and definitely ourselves, it would be hard for them to do it.
Right, can all kids learn, but to your perception. And so breaking down the walls of knowing that different people are struggling, when they're behind, and they're struggling more.
So we still have some room.
I think the first one is the one that Denise was brings as a principal every day. The second one is the one I encounter a lot when we're trying to make the next move in the direction of student achievement. When we're building out a plan for what's next, we know that one of the first things we're going to have to work through is what staff believe about what it is our kids can do. That's a hard thing. That's like deeply seated belief system. And not all teachers, some teachers are ready, like they're ready to go, they're ready to move to the next thing. But it's a real challenge, it is a challenge, it's part of the work. Hard work.
I know, we are talking about the teachers, I work with a lot of the kids. I think a lot of the kids encourage them to have a run hard. I deal with a lot of the boys that they come during their cell time, come see me, and it's like, Coach, I don't understand. I don't understand this commission class. Okay, well, what's the question? Or what are y'all working on?
I don't have a problem with
Well, then you're not involved. So it's that perception that the kids have to take accountability of their own learning as well. So that it's okay to struggle. Football, it's okay to be behind. It's okay to fail. As long as you learn and then you move past it. And right now, I feel like it's kids, they hit that wall and then they shut down. And they have to be able to go through that grit and that perseverance.
these statements
It's
are on the
hard.
same page.
It's hard. And I know we live in a world that we always want to, we take responsibility a lot with these kids, especially at the high school level. They have to take responsibility.
The level I want to find this perception through the wall is very high. And it's not a decision on either one of those, or whether or not they're right. It would be disparity between the two. And I was like, did I just reread it like
To a place where it's more academic rigorous, right? And so sometimes that conversation with the parents, like, what do you want to listen to that? I thought they were building the force, right? And so that's
Coach, I want to ask you a specific question. I was looking over your UIL eligibility. I mean, I just was stunned by the 7th grade, I call it failure rate. They 69% pass, that means 31% fail. Wow. That's 1/3 of your 7th grade. I'm sorry?
1/3 of the applicants, yes.
Right. 1/3 of that. Right.
That's it. And so, crew was competitive.
You know, on first blush, what do you think? I did talk a little bit with Jerry. And he can vouch for the coaches coming by and getting the kids for the tutorials and stuff like that. What's your thoughts?
Well, obviously, first off, we as coaches failed the kids for not working more in teams and informing them and instructing them and educating them of the 6-week grade report. Because we are on a 9-week grade report, but UIL does it for 6 weeks. And so that, I think, one, the blame goes on me, the athletic director. 2, it goes on the individual coaches of making sure the middle school coaches of making sure that those kids understand that, hey, at the 3-week mark, you've got to make sure in 3 more weeks eligibility is going to come up, right? And then 2, or I guess now 3, making sure that the teachers understand that it is a UIL report too. Because again, as a teacher, I see partial report 2. They still got 3 more weeks. It's not a big deal, and we communicated. But then a lot of the times, the teachers they got to decide what they want to do with their classrooms too, right? And if that kid's not doing what they're supposed to do, then teachers sometimes they're gonna hold them to the fire, right? But I got that number, that there was meetings and there was talks and we need to do that, yes.
And this might lead to a problem, or that I think is out there, is our inexperienced teachers aren't used to the UIL rule. Probably some grading wasn't done in time, you know, and that's bad for the kid, because you say, well, I got 9 weeks, I'll catch you up by 9 weeks, but no, it's 6 weeks for UIL. So it comes in with the education
And
with the
again,
teacher.
we should have done, as coaches, done a better job of going to those staff meetings, and because I was able to do that with high school, but then high school, and you look at the difference between middle school and high school, it is really, one, the kids mature a little bit, they understand. There's more help at the high school level, we have more coaches, we're surrounded. At the middle school, there's maybe 10.
But wasn't there a difference between 7th grade and 8th grade?
There was a big difference.
Because they live in it. What about, because you have pre-athletics in 6th grade. Maybe it's in 6th grade, you say, hey, we're gonna start teaching at week 3, we gotta be ready, because 6 weeks is coming up.
Because you're right, 7th grade is their first time they're
Because I guarantee you, next 6 weeks will be totally different. Because now they've learned, that was just a painful week.
And that's what I was thinking too, it's the 7th grade, it's the first time they're under no pass, no play, that kind of thing, you know, but that was good to hear that the coaches were getting involved and behind it, so that was good. But that's just, wow, well, that's all that. You know, you don't want to be taken out by injury, you definitely don't want to be taken out by grade.
Absolutely.
I was just gonna piggyback on that, as a coach, when you do go check on students and you wanna help these students raise their grades so they can play, what's the hard, I mean, what are you seeing as something that could help?
With middle school, and I'll say specifically with 2 of those kids in the middle school, football kids, so in the 7th grade, there was 14 total players. 2 of them, we spoke with the teachers, and they said, Coach, all they had to do was just train one assignment, one paper. We're waiting on one paper.
It's 0 8 grade.
And when Coach also talked to that kid, well, I had it a year. Don't be a knucklehead. So I think the hardest thing right there is just getting that intrinsic motivation for those kids. Because again, we're dealing with kids that don't have the frontal lobe developed at all, and they don't understand their actions are and the consequences. And sometimes this is what they have to do at the 7th grade level, so that now at the 8th grade and 9th grade that they're
It's just
I
that you're
think last year, I don't have the numbers for last year, 7th grade was really low. The passing rate was really low. And then this year, they were up at the 80, I think it was 88, I think. So they learned within a year, and so I like that idea of pre-athletics working with
Well, how do you get it for, I'm not just using athletics because you're an athlete, but all extracurricular activities, how can extracurricular coaches, say directors, how do they get that information? Like, how are they getting the 3-week mark? Because what I find as a parent, I can see my kids' grades in Skyward. I'm seeing zeros and all kinds of placeholders.
And I think part of that was in Skyward, there was a lot of things that I felt that, like, even as a, I felt the same way with Tatum. I wasn't getting grades because of all that. And that, I felt like it was a reason why teachers maybe should have given more grace for the first 6 weeks because of that. Unfortunately, I can't tell teachers what's put in there.
I'm not saying that, I'm saying how do, it goes into the parent.
All right, let's finish your conversation.
Extracurricular activities, you have parents involved, you have, you get feedback, you have meetings, and more people show up for your meetings than Dr. Austin. So how can you tie in the use time?
All right.
Because if we
Roll it
put
along.
parents, the parents are demanding the grades in Skyward, the teachers are going to have to put them in. Right now, by principal's demanding, I don't think it's still demanding.
All right, y'all are going to 4.
Oh, okay.
Y'all get the exercise, we're gonna sit here.
See you later.
Yes, sir.
Any quick question?
Push out Logan, you're going
was usually there when I was doing it in Hooch.
Alright.
And so the screen was being taken out, I was like, fine, so then there's a sheet protector on my cabinet, that's where it's gonna go, along with all my.
That's why I'm saying
I got you, that's okay, me too.
Okay, I can't say.
Yeah, like my
glasses to help you see. Okay, let me go back to two.
Alright, already one.
I bet I have them over there.
Alright, so on that, when did you switch from beta 2 to 5? Okay, so the data you're seeing is the same basic text. Alright.
You're on two now.
That's the same data,
Okay.
I'm just double checking.
So I loved your 3069.
I didn't
So,
notice.
real fast,
Did
two
you
things.
see
One is,
any
do we
change
have
between
between
first and second, when they
So
switched
then
up
that
to
was
the
one
higher
of my
level?
things, and then I'll go.
Okay, so you didn't see, yeah. Have you seen
the
the
freaking
pastors?
In that 3069, anytime.
It's insane. So I'm just gonna say that.
on campus,
Right.
they check your weekly.
Are y'all required, okay, it's been watching this since I started.
I looked at your face and
I know for sure because of like. So I was wondering, instead of doing those surveys, maybe calling them in once a month with mentors, so they felt safe, like there was the same thing, and say, hey, let's just talk about it, like for the whole month, or have open communication and dialogue, because I think it's kind of some of the surveys. I mean, you know, I obviously, but.
I have words for that. Thank you for my formal first.
Yeah, the IC
Are you
ones
also
that are
having
checking,
to do,
there's a, there's different, and it goes up, and then it.
Thank you. I love you. Can I come work for you?
So that was just my thought, I know it's
No,
time.
yeah.
No, actually, you can't. No.
Takes time out of other things, but I thought maybe if it's, even if it's at 16, you know,
And so
maybe
that
not.
is like, you guys every
What's going on with you better?
like a navigational document.
My other one was, do you allow staff kids at any time of the year to come in if they say, our daycare's not working?
And then that's
we
where
go
it's in there.
for a day, we let them
Okay.
in.
Yeah, for some strange reason, like, thankfully, my partner, has taken on the lesson plans, and she's told from last year.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to, like, is there expensive cost to the
Yeah. Because that's what we use it. We don't use it for the lesson plan for but this is, I last year was great, I did do one lesson plan for science, but now I use AI for my very odd, and I can plug in my teeth and my objective, and I can say, okay, it's in February or June, and it creates a whole slide deck. Curate, C-U-R-I-P-O-D. And it creates a whole slide deck. And you can edit it.
Right, there is.
I have a reservation.
Hey, I had subs.
Well, I can use it
Intel since
myself,
our last
but I
meeting,
use
like,
it
it is
myself. So, because I don't want kids to lose that instructional thing, because making that up is a big word. So, what do you guys have to additionally share?
I think you guys know our teachers usually for all the children. And then I guess how cool is it? Is it outside teams as well? There's not.
So that was in my name.
It doesn't even have to be much, but it got covered. Yes, yeah. For outside.
And then for
It
essays. Tom's traveling. I like it better too because it's probably cost savings on how much we're paying to send teachers out to get certified for their summer hours. And
So this is what her staff are doing, so I guess it's like, they take the ICs, will take the lessons, and the sheets, and they'll basically pull out the former and the second.
places do that, like, if you join something, you get a reduction.
Well,
in-
they'll usually do a program, do a
And I didn't get to that one
program, and then they can actually get a
create
benefit from the insurance
instances
carrier versus just
so
from
that
you.
we've got, we're actually,
Sometimes that can be another
it's
incentive
a
to
lot of the
join
work that's
the
happening in
steps.
this.
When's our
Correct.
Correct, correct. And then your wellness clinic.
Insurance requirements. And it's just for our district leaders, and it's reviewing all of our systems at the district level for special education to make sure that we're not like creating like systems that are not saying no to success. So that's why a lot of our meetings are on Zoom, and we're getting coaching at the city environment. So kind of a different approach. Usually we just benefit from but anticipating.
No, I mean,
And I do know some ISDs are doing it two different ways. One is that they are hiring
it's like the reading.
in your district as their nurse.
So it's like the admin did it last.
Campus,
And they
they
have
prescribe
no,
it in there.
they have the knowledge base to be able to help our teachers who are having to.
I don't know what
Jumping
the
fire with them.
This is the larger.
Not us.
And then what if we did say, okay,
No, I
once a
love
month
the
you
way
bring in, or once every 2 months you
where
bring in a
Gil
doctor,
steps in,
so
the
if
way
you
he
need
highlights what is
you know,
going on
to visit or whatever, and here's your
clubs
rotation,
with the sports.
you know, to where they're not
Person
taking off.
that's serving the
Yeah,
sports.
monthly or
Like
quarterly, whatever you think,
people's expectations.
just to see.
I'm sure that
Volunteer.
I will tell you right now, that was amazing to watch.
Charitable, like something, yeah, that would be something.
That would be,
And then that's
but I
another
also
thing.
saw you go like completely,
Round
totally
work.
energized too.
Yeah, doctors.
Yeah, I think so.
And a little closer we got.
But I like, with the more, I like what we are doing as a school district on those things, but what we're currently people get excited. But strong difference today with us. So, I mean, I'm not gonna diss on any of them because
I don't mean to ask you necessarily.
I know the director, but does not with us.
But it
And
is
so
on
we
the
need the other thing we have to work on, get our campuses to make sure that they are something what we get
Frequency of that,
Yeah,
and
social
social
media.
is how often are they going to see that data, like this month,
It goes to
we
full
just
teacher.
did not see whatever brought it in there.
And we were doing it last year too, so it's your grade level, levels, expenses.
Or,
They typically reveal
Yeah.
something after 5 minutes. They want to.
or if you get attention to conflict and they're evaluating to the teacher, is there an intervention? That says, what's going on, what's in talk about it. Are you sure? Are you sure?
When I see them coming, you can always tell
Yep.
them, hey, teachers start coming in.
Don't come in here. See ya.
All right, y'all go ahead and switch after you finish that conversation.
Getting that negative tension, getting frustrated. You're gonna deal with this kind of stuff, I hate to tell you this. You're gonna deal with this, you're not gonna look at this like,
It's probably on the second, no one's moved.
All
All right, rotate, y'all.
Time of year, right?
Thank you.
Hey, but I think the biggest thing is now that it's required by law that we're having an actual.
They're not teachers. You're
They
not
know
definitely.
going into work, because they've gone through the whole process, right? Their students are, they've been through.
There,
Before it starts.
Am I at 2?
You are.
Have you seen that little meme? She always says, now Jessica.
Her name's Maya,
And I love her. I just sit there and I laugh. And everybody's like, what are you doing?
Okay.
Watching Maya.
Well, I would tell you
She's like,
that it
Mom,
was
I'm
like
gonna be on the
drinking
diet.
from a fire.
She's like,
listening to everything that y'all had to say, I kind of feel like we should rush it like that because this is such an important thing. I mean, we're literally saying that the balance scorecard is supposed to.
What y'all got?
I didn't write a lot down about the scorecards.
I will share my opinion.
This is where you get into the.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's only 5
Then you
minutes.
gotta
also.
share it, right?
I do want to tell you something that
Okay.
was about at the last meeting.
What do we do
About some of those
to
platforms.
retain? How are we measuring that? One of the big things that I saw here was retaining. I know you've heard us
Started
because
asking about the news a lot. I felt because
of the meetings. I mean, it's always one of the biggest things. It's like every year it's 30%
set
more.
up to where if you let it go home.
And I think that's 10%.
But now, Denise was recently somehow, they ran into
I don't know if you've
some
seen
different,
that
yeah,
show.
just in the backside of the program. And they've updated the system.
And so it's like, I think we've shared
So we're working
a
on.
number of times some of our ideas and why, but I don't know if anybody knows, right? I just know that y'all see
Refresh,
it
remind me.
every day. So y'all have to have a better idea than we do of why.
The purpose versus the
And I
results.
know that we do
And
that
I say that
accidentally,
because
but it seems
useful
like we give them,
information, like it seems
and I know they
to
can
better
just
on
throw it
these
back in our face.
tests
They don't have
and
to
they
fill
seem
it
to
out.
respond better.
But it's almost so
What is
vague.
the result?
So, do you want to read this or do you want me to?
So I think like for a
Yeah.
campus like that,
You mean to kind of throw it back? Or
No,
you
they
mean
just
that-
didn't.
that just-
And so, and then data for an NEA, they say that
Yeah.
activity to 55% of all like
No.
average is all
I would
so
love that.
will meet their group goal.
This is
Okay?
coming from
And
somebody
so
who
we're
really
looking
didn't
at, are
understand
we
some
at
of these
least
places.
50 to 55% of our kids?
I will tell you that
As a campus, we set our
fourth
group
year
goal
there,
at 75%.
it has been
Because if we can get kids to meet or exceed that
everyone to
goal,
work here.
then over time, we can
Turnover and things that
change
we
that.
have is very
So
common.
if we're
So
really
regardless of the
more
work, I truly
this
believe
year, and they
that
grow
people
more
don't
than
leave
was
people like
expected.
they're guilty
That
buildings
is
and
with
change
people.
them, right? So like,
So we're looking at where we're at as a risk level,
just
compared
some
to the norm,
distrust.
to see what that looks
Just,
like.
you know,
Looking at what
just
kids are
give
doing
it your
level
first
or not.
And so I
What
think that
has
happened over the last few years, I think to me, it has been hard to manage
So
that.
teachers reflect on that,
Some
so
of the
meetings that
needed,
needed, like right now, we're
happen
sending kids in this
for
week
the
for IXL.
betterment of the
The
system, right? And the
That
district.
they're rich.
But I do think that,
As their
I mean, even I heard on my campus,
And
people watching me and they were waiting
And
for
we
me to
were
learn.
working with
It was just, whether you like it or not, they were ready, they were ready to take
And
everybody else,
then
ready
we
to
also
just
look at,
take. So I have the same passion for two
and I'll tell you that.
right? Like, and then, so I will say, I think it takes 2-3 years to really start to make a difference on the campus. I truly believe that.
It's hard, but it is what not test.
But I think there's a little bit of a sense of calmness when you start looking around and realizing that, okay, I think things are, that's where they're like, they're not. But I think people want to see, right? So, before they don't really say, and I live in like, people in high school, you also have to think they're like, I'm on it for 2 years, I'm on it, right? They don't know who I am, so question, they're like, question, it's very much like us. And then this year, even just like, I am working out kids, I will change, but now people start to go, okay, now, okay, it's like, now we're all on the same team.
Where there were some
I feel like
to try to feel in some of those gaps to accelerate.
no cultivated bodies, but all of that change.
Well, so
I just was very difficult to think about is on having campus like, and I think it's like this, and we're just like, if you're getting at this, and never inflated, like, if the higher steps are, and that's what I just
Well, I mean, for us,
like, I'm not saying, I just feel like this big relief reflects their growth and how they're doing. But then we put them in a testing format where we get a reading out of it and we're playing. And so like, what is the purpose of these goals versus where we're gonna end up until we're actually graded? But so that's kind of where I've been, yeah, my whole thing is, no, what I mean is now, I think that's, I think that means our yeah, it is. Are able to identify, let's see, you say this, at whatever grade level I do, like, this is your pages. My whole thing is, should we start looking at it as a secondary source?
No,
But now when I switch to whatever, and we won't know for this year, but maybe for next year. Yes, and then it changed. It's so quick when they realized, oh, hold on, well, they'll look on this. My thing is like when I taught third grade, or fourth grade, it was, we came in with a third grade test. Where did they put at the end of last year, that test? That was what they gave, we gave them right? And then we did that same test in the middle, so then we were able to compare that spell test from one to see what they were writing just in math. And we treated it just like y'all do with the math, right? We go to the fourth day. So like, yeah, so like if so last year's end of year test, we gave it at the beginning, and then we did it again at the
I just
same
knew, you know, I knew we had the
exam,
one
so
teacher that left,
they
really
would compare.
complaining a lot.
Because it goes out to public, like we already
She brought it, but then she left, so she didn't.
we at least are testing it, because it's not an off shot on, okay, I'm learning how to apply all of this, because now they've seen it 3 times, because we were doing it in March before the test, right before, and we would go through every single question.
To retain. That makes total sense. And I guess that's probably part of what it is.
Yeah.
Is that you're not required to lie. And so some districts didn't. Whether it's on purpose or on accident. It might be on accident. What is a 36 day? This is the first I've heard of that. So this is 30 days into the job, 60 days away.
Yeah, like it's a support system, right?
More like, yes, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
So for campus leadership, I would send it out to leaders and not like.
Or if I need to pull back, because this team was missed in
Who are you
5 kids.
Rate your overall onboarding. What are your own expectations? Access to district systems. Supported by district. Open-ended questions. What's unclear, missing. You are. Specific.
That's a good one right there.
I'm so supposed to listen.
I used to carry when I was in 60 days, the question maybe some more instructional type deal.
All right, y'all finish up your thoughts and rotate. Jack,
Well, I know you'll do that, that was my suggestion. The other thing is on your hyperlink, I thought it would be a modeling with video to where it shows instructional pictures in the classroom.
Because I actually feel like this,
Something to where it's like a video where we
it
can.
made me think that we need to do it.
Oh, a
Yeah.
video
You
of
know what I'm saying, like,
Still like-
video, like, yeah, going to the classroom.
all right, you're ending on 4.
Show me video, show me what it looks like, show me.
Back in the other.
Just starting.
Ending on 4. Logan's ending on 1. Keep winning. Keep winning.
That's all it is. Oh, I got one more, right?
Yeah, 4.
I really do. But I don't know if they're. How do we make sure that it's.
Hey, I did tell Gil, and I think this is a good idea, is, because I made this driving the car to school one day, and she goes, I'm so tired. I said, well, then why do you get up every day?
Registration.
Because if I don't go to athletics, I don't.
All right, Logan, move on, Logan.
Sorry.
That's a great idea, like, no one asked
Why'd you make it?
Yeah, why'd you wake up
I
this
don't know
morning?
how you. I just know that I experienced.
Sorry to move on.
They have to get kicked out of here.
Come on, join us.
How's everybody doing?
I think it's funny that you guys.
It's all ourselves, I guess. I know.
know.
No, did she do that on purpose? Actually, I haven't had that yet. Really?
Until now.
I might have. Yeah, I think I had the most notes during.
What do you got? What do you got?
That we actually. I don't know, let's see here. So first off, I didn't know that file was available for us. I don't know if she was saying that she's just now gonna make it available.
3 a year.
The one that, yes, the working file.
But then the actual score. Then how many?
Yes, she said that links all.
But that's ones that like.
Those are new.
Maybe it's been available, I don't think she shared it. But anyway, I wanna go through
I
that
have
and kind
several,
of
I
really,
have two when I was in school, I got one each year.
Yeah.
I told one of the other groups here, I was like, that was like drinking from a fire.
Yeah, but I just have, actually, I have like 3 of my things.
I have two Texas State, one from,
Yeah, and I plan on sharing this with Dr. Austin, but I'm like,
Dallas.
we literally made a decision a year ago to move, go to this pilot school.
What would you say are
Drive the district. And the fact that we're saying you have 5 minutes, you have 5 minutes.
student teachers, is
I don't feel like
that
it's.
usually turn into,
Yeah.
I would say they.
Common, formative.
But we only have 2 teachers.
Can you tell me about this?
Yeah.
You said you just started on last week. So,
Okay, we
so-
just started using the process.
So, common formative assessment is the concept of,
well, you know how pharmaceutical reps, like,
the
they go,
unit
they're supposed to
tests,
talk to the doctors or sell the
big
drugs,
star
but they end
tests,
up talking
big
to the
map
nursing
tests,
staff,
those happen
because that's
after
who's
a
gonna listen, and then they
long
kind of
series of
wine and dine them, give them
instructions
dinner, whatever,
so it's like by
but
the
it gets
time
them in
that
the
test
door
happens,
to
it's
just
almost like an autopsy.
communicate.
How do I go back
Could we do that with
and
the,
try to
with
fix
the
all the things
teacher?
that broke over
like,
4 to 6 weeks,
the student-
right? Or in some of the
student
whole
teachers.
semester.
We go and
Yeah.
wine, dine,
And
no,
so, the concept of
paying in Corpus
formative
Christi to
is
get
short,
their students.
consistent sessions all the time.
Or is that totally up to the
Monitoring all
student?
that stuff. So teachers,
University. We have MOUs with them.
But do they do like a job fair for
they
student
are
teaching,
daily
like?
checking.
Just by the
Or do they
question,
not?
just
I
by
just
the
didn't know how it
questions
works.
that they're getting asked and
And
things like
so
I
that.
know when I talk to TSA,
they're doing
like,
active
I
monitoring,
know
walking around the clipboard, you'll never see what they got, that's right, going out to see, they're getting that, they're doing that, and they're making notes. Some kids aren't
we
getting that,
place
it's like a
like
coach
the-
on the field.
place the
It's
kids.
a perfect example.
And it's almost like something
Oh,
is-
just so I would communicate with every
Yesterday,
single
I had
district in the
teachers say,
city
it's like giving them their ticket.
to get them to let my
Yeah,
kids in.
exactly.
So usually, wherever they end up going, they get to carry it. I live on the north side, I wanna be in
So,
north side
not,
ISD, I wanna be south side wherever.
like on,
And then
on
usually
the
where
job
they do their
training.
student teaching,
And
they
so
usually end up getting
unfortunately,
pushed up there.
that.
Right,
There, that's a
right,
very
right.
common
Sounds
thing to
natural,
do.
like,
But
to
there
a
wasn't
coach
like
that
that
sounds
fair, now we had a fair for
completely
once they finish their student
reasonable
teaching.
to
Most of the time,
employee,
like,
I
all
want
my
training
kids were
officer, I don't wanna
They
wait.
did go to job fair, they were hired
Some
before they.
reason.
I know, that's what I'm saying, is there a way to get a job fair, not a job fair, but a student teacher fair with colleges? Because if we showed up, I think we can win. We have Teach by the Beach, we
And
can.
so, we're just
So
trying
if
to
you're a
build
student
more
teacher in the
culture
Corpus
around
area,
that.
You need to try to get into talk, you need to get
We
into talk,
win.
you need to go into the third level, the third year classes, before they go to their final, you need to get into those.
And it's also about.
You gotta get into that one.
yeah, I was just thinking about that, like, how do you recruit them before they're actually recruiting for jobs?
Was that
It's the student teachers, because
teaching that?
my wife went to go work
Like,
for her first
like, and that
year.
may have worked for me and not for
And that, I would
Justin,
think
but
that's
there
probably
that
the
worked
highest
for me,
percentage.
right? And we all had a strategy that didn't work well at all.
And that's when you have real ignorant in the field, where it was always one of those, like, you have one of those, like,
Somebody that didn't work well.
I was working on
Last
that
year,
science
I
major.
had
Here's my other question, I know this is gonna spark some
lots of
stuff up,
teachers
some sparking here.
all the time, and
If we-
that's the strongest growth.
Let's hear it.
If we went, what's your idea on
Yeah, 'cause
changing the district
like-
calendar to like something like London ISD, just for teachers?
So now, a coach,
Do
a
what?
national coach question.
I feel like, sorry, I don't mean to.
Maybe or a year round.
They call it year round, but it really isn't. They still get out of school the same day in May, right? They graduate, but then they start school like a week or, it doesn't come out to that much. I saw, those years.
Okay, and then my understanding.
I've heard
I have
teachers
some
about that.
perspective,
I've heard that
because of
too.
my wife.
Because they get a
But
week off, like
for
right
at least the
now,
first couple of years,
they're,
I know
London and all them are off a week.
Maybe
The
they were
teachers are
doing
off a
some
whole
things
week.
other than just.
And then they go back another 9 weeks and they get off. And then they go back, you know, what I mean? It's-
They also spread across multiple campuses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rejuvenate,
Yep.
well,
So
and
they're
back at it again.
And also, I
building
think
a lot of these
students,
systems,
it
like
can be better
PLC
because
systems and things like
Well,
that.
right.
if you can have off a Friday here, or Monday here, or Friday off, I mean, it's like, it just, it becomes, you have a lot of weeks that have a, you know, Tuesday's your Monday. So you lose days of instruction, even though it's one on a calendar, it really is 2. And then Friday is still a Friday, so that's at least, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think the other thing that I'm trying to force people about is when they're off that time, they are trying to do documents, so whatever they do during that time, but then when we're in school in session.
Yeah,
yeah,
I just know
Because
that
I'm
the
not happy
majority
to
of
there,
people
like
that
there's
are on this
some other
board at
things
that
I've
time.
heard from people that have that, but I have not.
Look, I turn that arrow way down in there.
This is going all
Here,
and these PLCs are.
I don't know if London is,
This is
the
something
one I
I
want
wanted
to
to
say.
say years ago, and then of course, the results haven't really been.
It's a little one out by
as nice.
Woodville or something, or.
And
You have 1 minute, Tom.
so
Yeah,
as
it's
we
east,
forward
it's
now,
Woodville.
What do they do?
They call it year-round calendar. but
It's
it
not
really
really
isn't full
No,
year
yes, and
round,
I will
like,
tell you this
you-
also.
It just takes some of your Mondays and Fridays and combines it, because you're still using Thanksgiving every week, you're still using Christmas break, like, you're still using spring break. So really, when you look at it, it's not that many more days.
Is anchored to a core foundational best practice, something that the research says this works, because we've also been, when it's raining, like,
Oh, yeah.
try to
Off season.
is there pieces that we're missing, is there something that we can do differently? And so, one of the issues this year is the first person for sure is we're showing what impacts it is.
We got the
For
other
teachers,
day,
I'm gonna deal with
tracks,
like very
tracks
developed.
parties, why don't you put your kids in public school?
And the turnaround on
Practice
those
is
is
open,
deep
they
and
read
long
the
term
schedule,
for a
I
teacher.
would go to Walt Disney World, not have to be in lines.
Well, then some of them take a
So-
full semester, right?
So, yes,
Yeah.
so we've been making a shift, we've been doing something this year. And we're doing what's actually called, it is a form of coaching, but it's
You
called.
stole my question.
Oh, no, I had it long before you.
Come back tomorrow and make sure you're okay, we're gonna.
I was just getting on the same page.
Tuning a little bit more.
And then, what else I have?
Love for long-term growth, but when we have.
I was just thinking, media stuff, that when Dr. Oscar, our little scroll in the video and stuff. We put videos like that in principals
Because I'm not
or
committing
central office
to
people, does that help
two
teachers, like,
observations.
does that help
I
morale?
know you can come in and you can follow this.
Instead of just getting emails, like, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta do that.
And I think it's, I think a little bit better, like as a team.
Yeah.
For us, so like I need to when it's new.
Because I was thinking, if we're doing the same thing over and over, it's just, you know, how many emails you read, you get tons of emails and you can't read every one of them, so. Especially when they're district related, when it's internal emails, I'm just talking about me at work, it's,
I put feedback, that myself. A little bit more urgent, like a little more urgent.
Yeah.
So they see it as one, and that's kind of how we were, like, when you volunteer, you can start transitioning more like, top of my people are staff, or like teachers actually, but we want to be just live right now, and they love.
It's
So
like-
I like
it's
it,
like a
right, I don't hide it all around, and then, you know, a day for next, and then it's like, what are we
Because a lot of
celebrating?
it
There's a
is
very much
more
of a
added.
system to it, so when they get on that, all right, this is what I gotta do.
well, we go through it too, because it's just goes, weekly superintendent goes to the board, and that keeps us from calling every day with 100
Yeah,
questions.
that's question, yeah, so like, we kind of like, we really try to cut down on it. We get the same thing from
This
first.
is, this is from us to like color green, and so I don't want to.
Read it, it's coming up maybe in a month.
Oh, that's cool.
Red,
You better do it.
but we try.
And she was trying as much as we can to try to, like, you know, what she did, she was announcers of this year in August, when I was going back, you know, we're all hiring. That was like, so she was just like model, and it's like a 2-minute thing, and then she just into this lesson, and she got the partnership, so I never got it. And so I started out, and still like, the day, I'm like, okay, we're gonna go over all the things, I sent it to her, and I was like, listen to this, am I on track, we're like 3 minutes long, and then today, they feel like, after that, and then instead of me just finishing 4 after everything, I was like.
All right, I'm bringing everybody in.
No, I think it's.
It's a traceability.
Yeah.
And I think it's.
No, I was gonna say, there's gonna be some personality.
That's like that, just from a list
Okay,
of,
hold on.
and I was like, okay, so I told somebody who wanted this, I'm gonna try that, I'm gonna try to upload my, I don't know.
I'm really
They did it with it. But, I do think it's like, what is the way to see it?
Right, right.
I'm thinking paper, right? And it's
We, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, when
we
it's,
set a path.
I mean, when you see it, you hear it, it's like, you know what I mean?
We make a big jump now, and we jumped over this year's goal, so we're gonna change.
I would ask what,
I feel like
what's your biggest problem teaching?
because otherwise we're gonna make it impossible.
You know, at the campus level.
But I also don't
I don't know.
But you're right. Thoughtfully.
All right.
Start adding 5, 6,
I know we can talk. Let's move. Let's move.
740.
But I do agree, you could do the lockdown, because that was one of the things we actually did. Well, we had, our shitty day was the beach at the pool.
Yes, yeah, that's the whole.
There was even some parents who asked me when they came in if we could go into where the meet was. I was like,
Yeah,
no,
no.
you can go into the front to check out your kid.
Yeah, and that's one of those things, and again, you're opening the door and people are moving back and forth, but it is, I'm glad you brought that up, because that was like one of those things I was like.
All right. We are rounding up the night. So if you'll sit down, I'll go fast and get you out of here. Because we're already behind. A look ahead to meeting number 2.
So do we have homework or?
Yes.
We have homework? My kid doesn't even get homework, except for fielding.
Exactly. Okay. Only the board and the principals got this homework. ELT's already done it. You have a system check in front of you. Denise has said there, only you, Linda, and Jody need it. And Jerry, I said it right in front of you. So you just heard about our entire system, right? Our strategic plan. These are 30 elements that should be found in that plan, and then you get to stage them. At the very top, it tells you what each stage is. You're not doing it tonight, it is your homework, and then you're going to bring it to me. You're literally going to bring it to me, so that when we come into meeting number 2, there should be coming down. Logan, did you push it? You didn't get one?
It's pretty thick.
It's pretty thick.
Apart if you want.
Maybe I counted wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's 47
It's
pages.
very, look, there's 30 elements. Look, even when you put them on there.
Man, I'm glad I got Thursday off.
Stage 1, it's like a bunch of chaos. We are not stage 1, no, I'm kidding. We have moved past stage 1. Stage 2, it's early systemic approaches in our system. You can start seeing it starting to align. Stage 3 is like, hey, there is an aligned approach, but it explains exactly what that looks like. And then stage 4 is utopia. Greg told us we'll never reach it. That's what he actually told us.
Says who?
That's a challenge. Accept it.
Accept it.
So,
We beat Quera.
Okay.
You're surprised.
I don't know why you're shocked. We're ruining a homecoming on Friday.
So that is our strategic plan, and as tight as we can make it. There's been a lot of work to it. I'm very proud of this team right here. We've done a lot of work on that document. We worked really closely with our principals to really cascade that down to the work that they're doing. We keep that salt shaker, and we talk about it in every check-in. Jessica's looking at data with them. Those protocols and internalization, data, and observation feedback are 3 high leverage things that group is always talking about. I'm excited about the work we're going to do. So let's now talk. Well, you already did talk. There's a couple things I need to ask the board and why our team's here. And I promise I'm going to go. You guys have asked me to look at 4-day work weeks, 4-day calendars, whatever, 4-day school days, school weeks, all of those things. You've asked me to look at year round. Okay, I've looked into 4. I'm going to be very honest, and you have me on recording. I have not had time to dive into year round yet. I've been really busy, I promise you, trying to make sure that we're getting information on Vader. But I have started diving into the 4-day week. Kathy reached out to TASBO to make sure that she could get some evidence around cost analysis. So I'm going to give you a very high-level overview of what I have found.
Wait, go back to that previous slide, because I think based off of the way we spell
Well,
calendar,
I know.
it should be
It's
5
Canva.
days.
I did not make it.
Just saying.
Do you see that right there, Michaela? Canva, you can go reach out to them.
Well, we don't need to be paying for Canva then.
Pros and cons. This is what you need to think about, pros and cons, as I talk about this. Okay, I do have things for you. If you want to read an article, Education Week, you can pass that down, read that at home. If you want a really big article,
I'm still stuck on this.
you're still stuck on what?
Our
homework.
I know, I'm still trying to process which one I'm doing homework
Okay, I
on.
couldn't make everybody a copy of this one, but this is what I've been reading. Does 4 equal 5?
You have a
If you
PDF
want
of
to
that?
see it, I do have a PDF. If you want that, I'll send it to you. That Education Week was a pretty good, just overall summary, which is why I'm sharing that one with you. There's a couple of things. Around 40 districts in Texas kind of currently have a 4-day work, or a hybrid of it. Not all of them. Like some do Friday tutoring, some don't do Fridays, some do a couple Fridays, and then they take 2 Fridays off. There's a variation of a 4-day work week, all of those. Things we have to consider. Like, let's think about the financial impact. It's actually neutral. It's not really saving money. And everybody has found that it didn't really save money. If you want to talk about why, talk with Kathy. She has talked to Tazvo to do that cost analysis. Learning and instruction, there's some overall just mixed results, and one thing that they pointed out in there is that why it's not a negative impact on learning instruction, the groups that are 4-day works are not growing as fast as a 5-day. It didn't drop their scores, but they're not growing. Academic achievement is not growing at the same rate as a 5-day school. That's one thing. Whole child impact, when you look at food, when you look at if a child's at risk or economically disadvantaged, you really need to take that into consideration. Child care, do their parents have child care just on a Friday for them, depending on their age? I already said food security, extracurricular dual credit, they go 5 days a week no matter what, so your dual credit kids are still going to be working on those days off. And what happens on the 5th day? We would need to talk about that. Academic impact, this is just kind of summarizing everything I told you guys. And it's an education week, it's in does 4 equal 5. I reached out to some DFW districts, and Kathy got some overall. This is what I looked at. Academic impact, that was my number 1. What I did not like to hear is that they did not grow at the rate as fast as their peers of a 5-day. It really wasn't a huge cost savings, it was minimal, but hey, minimals at any point, I'll take 3.2. We need to talk to our parents if we're even going to consider this. Alignment with current priorities. I asked the question, is this truly aligned? Before we go any deeper in, is it aligned? If we have 3 of our 4 campuses are currently a D, is that something we should do? Our focus must remain, let's see, I'm going to tell you this. I feel like with this strategic plan, with what we're trying to do with community outreach and really get our staff engaged, we're kind of like, and I'm just speaking honestly, I feel like our team is at a very high level of capacity right now. To dive into a 4-day week or even all year round is a huge undertaking. My next thing is I will dive into year-round calendar and look at financial impact, and I will look at academic. But right now, this is what I'm seeing for 4-day.
Have you polled any campuses or teachers?
We have not. We have it on the November survey to do. We have it on the parent survey for parents, and we have it on the staff survey to ask them, would they support it? Yeah.
So I think,
It hasn't gone out yet.
I
but
was
we
gonna
have it
say,
ready.
because here's what's gonna happen, the second a parent gets it, it's gonna spread like
Yep.
wildfire, that we are going to a 4-day.
So I'm gonna go to
So
this
I
next
would
one.
hold off, okay.
Like, I'm asking you guys, what is the purpose for us going to a 4-day? What do you want from it as a board?
So I can support everything you've said, because we looked at it about 4 years ago, about saying, okay, let's go, what if we did this? Would this help in any way, shape, or form? And financially, it absolutely did not. London ISD, it's nice, like if you ask, I have family in London, I have friends that teach in London. They are like, it's nice because we get a break, but overall, it's no different than if we're just going our normal.
Are they 4-day or are they
No,
year-round?
sorry, they're year round. That was my circle, was year round when I did that. This is what I meant, year round, not 4 days.
But this is 4, put your 4s up, and then this is your route.
I think maybe the purpose was to get information.
Yeah.
It was an option out there that I personally didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I have a family member teaching in a 4-day district, and it benefits them a lot, but very, very small, but I don't know about their financial impact or anything else. And so I think it's education. Is it an option for us that we should consider? We didn't have the information to support
Yeah.
it.
So
My
I-
interest was cost savings, if there was any.
That's what I'm asking, is your interest
And
cost
morale.
savings?
Teacher
And
morale.
Okay.
That was
So
it.
I will say that Sealy and whatever deal they are in, they do 1 Monday off every 6 weeks, which is doable, right? And it allows the teacher to either go in, get caught up, or whatever. It doesn't count towards their days or whatever.
Kids are off? but
Kids
the
are
staff
off.
goes
No,
in?
they can. They don't have to, but it's 1 Monday
It's a
every.
holiday.
What?
It's like a holiday.
Yeah, it's like a holiday, but it's set. So they go for 6 weeks or whatever it is. I forgot, we looked at it at one point. But just trying to figure out the best system and then calling and asking school districts, like, what do y'all like about it, what do you not? And it was set that at once every 6 weeks, they got a long weekend.
Nikki, can I ask, like, I get that you were information seeking, what were you wanting to see did it impact? Like he says, financial.
Retention and finances, really. I mean,
Okay.
it's, I think the hot topics really what we're dealing with. Everything we're dealing with is a budget. Everything we're dealing with is pay. Everything we're dealing with is retention, and then down
So
to
it doesn't
instruction.
re-
And
it
so
doesn't
how
reduce
does
salaries.
well, I know, but how does that teacher retention impact the educational thing they're providing in the classroom, or does it? Again, it's just the information of if it is a possibility.
I am not a fan of the 4-day week because we do have a poor record, and I think we need to have kids in school more than not. And then I think a 4-day week, you know, let's say you have off every Monday. Well, then your Tuesday becomes your Monday, and you still have Friday as your Friday. So that reduces your really work week to 3 days.
I will tell you, TA is pushing back a lot on the 4-day week.
And when we researched it, every school district we found except one, and I think that was Rockdale, if I'm just guessing, were all small, under 1,000 total students in the district. Most
So
of them,
we're saying most of them that did it are rural school districts who are
yes,
working on retention.
East Texas and then on
And
the
what they
board.
found is that the urban district, the bigger district went with it, they actually had more negative results. Rural had more positive, qualitative, not necessarily quantitative, more qualitative results that they could measure. But when it got to a bigger school, it was actually negative impact is what they found.
I am not a big fan of the 4-day concept, and part of it is for what Kenny had to say, is your Tuesday becomes your Monday. And as much as I'm looking forward to my 4-day weekend, Monday is not what I'm looking forward to after having kids, not having kids for 4 days. Because they come back out of their structure, and then Fridays, their brains are starting to get jumbled and they're ready for the weekend, and so they're not focused as much. So you're losing an instructional day of, you know, especially for our younger kids, I think. And I don't know, I'm not brave enough to do middle school and high school, but especially middle school. But I don't know where their brains are in trying to stay focused. When you've got a Friday game coming up, I bet you their brains are not necessarily
There would
where
be
they're
a lot
supposed
of
to be.
things that we'd have to work out with athletics.
Yeah.
There'd have to be a lot of things in our instructional calendar we'd have to adjust. And the reason why I bring it up just as a discussion, because I do have it on surveys for both parents and staff. If you guys don't want me to continue to pursue it, then I won't, but right now, it's there. So that's why I said, what is the purpose? Because if it's financial, the evidence doesn't show that it has a financial gain. If it's academics, I have concerns about it. So Jack, purpose, why you wanted me to look at it?
I'm the one who brought it up, so.
Nikki brought it up too, I promise.
And Logan.
Oh, yeah?
I mean,
Oh,
I brought
okay.
it. You were not alone. You were not alone.
The reason why I think it's good is we have, and as you stated, we have 3 of our 4 schools, a D. The 4th one is real close to a D. thankfully, because there's CTE that pulled it up into a C. We're trending bad. We're going downwards. Now, saying that, you're new, and I expect you to turn the ship around, but it's not happening right now. We have faced, and we have been facing for years, a retention for our teachers. We are double the teachers leaving over the state average, and we've been that for years. We keep doing the same thing. What's that Sigmund Freud said, the definition of insanity?
Insanity is doing the same
do the
thing.
same thing, expecting different results.
Well, I hope I'm doing something different than your previous.
I was gonna
Thank
say, we
you.
have had
We have
three leadership
Can I
changes.
finish?
You can, Jack, but you just said we're doing the same thing, and I just showed you today that we were not doing the same.
All right, but we're not doing anything tangible that we can measure, because I'm a data person, that is changing the retention of our teachers. And I gave you those numbers, and they were verified with your audit. Roughly half of our teachers are 0 to 5 years, okay? They're not coming online to being a good teacher until the 4th year, as verified by this one here the other day. And we have to address that. Well, you know, our principals are working hard. They're beating their head on the wall, and they got inexperienced teachers that keep leaving. So I think teachers would love a 4-day. They will come here, stay here, if we have a 4-day week. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.
I would like to look at the year-round, but I want to call it year-round because I don't think that it's year-round. I think we saw Woodville at a conference.
Extended year calendar.
Extended,
You can call
yeah.
it an additional day school calendar. It's
But
additional days.
the one I saw that I liked was I think it just started like 5 or 7 days earlier in the school year, still let out at the same time. And then it gave you a 1-week break at the end of your gradings. So after the end of the 9-week, you got a, fall break, then you got a Thanksgiving break, then you got a Christmas break, then you got a spring break, and there's one more.
I wouldn't be opposed to hearing the teachers' opinions, but again, it's gotta be a package if we as a board are really gonna look at it. But I don't wanna stir a hornet's nest over thinking that we're doing it. We're trying to gather information about it.
And I think what I had Molly write is we are exploring different calendars. Which, would you support this, would you support this? And it was just more of like, we are exploring, is how I kind of have written it when I said it, right?
Actually, it was asked DEIC as well to
Yes.
research pros and cons.
So our next DEIC meeting, I was gonna bring it to them, and they were gonna look at articles, same thing, they're gonna do pros and cons, where they're gonna ask the staff in November. But I wanna just get a general, not a vote, I wanna get a feel of the direction of the board, and I say that is because my salt shaker is with this group working on that strategic plan. When I start going down this, it's going to take my focus away from some of the things. It's just natural, and I will do it, but I want to know a direction in which you want me to go.
I think you have to get the feedback we all agree that the whole purpose was for teacher retention. We would love for cost benefit, but we've looked at this before and there's just none. We can say the same thing, there's not really a cost benefit in the summer besides transportation.
You
We
still have
don't,
to
we don't
feed the
save
kids.
electricity, we don't save all that stuff, so I don't see a cost saving in it, but if we can increase retention
Right.
or recruitment, then it's worth exploring, but I would like to see what our teachers say before we do anything with the community or students.
That's,
And,
yeah.
and maybe it's in meetings with principals and stuff, because I don't want a letter to go out to everybody as
Yes.
well, and then it get passed around on social media.
Okay.
The other problem is, on a survey, I'm like, so what if you get 60% positive?
Well, of course they're gonna
That's
set them up
actually
4
still
days.
could be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's,
So
okay.
that's
What happens if
60%?
we get 60% positive
Yeah.
for staff, but our parents aren't in support?
Yeah,
I
so then
completely agree.
then you show who you're listening to and who you're not, and who you support and who you don't.
And then
So-
we can end up with a retention problem.
We can't make everybody happy. Go, Michaela.
Okay, I think one of the things that we have to look at, and I've said it for 2 years, is our consistency in our calendar. Because we start school at August 13th, and then we're off, and we're here for 2 weeks, we're off for 4 days, then we're here for 3 days, and then we're off again. And there's no consistency for teachers to establish their rules, their foundation, their respect, their routine, or any of that. So what I would like to see is that we don't have a break from when we start till Labor Day. And then Labor Day to whatever, because at some point these kids have got to get into a routine and there has to be an established respect. Second thing I'd like to see, if we're going to spend time on doing anything, and it's not right now, but I think it will drive educational results, is looping. I really am a believer in looping, but it has to be with a good teacher and a good class. But I think you gain so much with that consistency and that teacher and that class together that those first 6 weeks that you're reviewing what they taught the end of last year, you don't have to do anymore. And you're moving the needle faster, sooner, quicker, better, faster, stronger.
I can speak on that because I'm in the middle of it and it's not even the best class. But I can look back and I can look at my students and I can say, I know we talked about this. We can build on what we've talked about last year. So I agree with the looping, and it doesn't even matter if it's the best class, and I don't think I'm the best teacher.
And I would like to see it in like a second grade to a third grade and a third to a fourth.
Yes.
Just to see if you close those gaps at a faster rate.
All right, we're taking one.
Okay, go, that's all.
Going, wait a minute here.
I've had a couple teachers look.
She has, actually.
And their data is
I was about to
on
say,
the
we
top.
actually have them at both Live Oak and Fulton right now that have looped.
With the same exact kids.
Yep, their data stays pretty average.
Really?
Okay, so I want you to know what's next. I'm not sure what's on the screen now. Maybe Canva did the wrong contraction. What
That's
else?
not
Map
Canva.
out next steps together from this meeting. Look, y'all don't understand the amount of things I've tried to been pumping out for y'all, but whatever. Wait till y'all get work. I'm gonna judge.
You just gave us homework.
I'm gonna judge y'all. Okay, so we're gonna take feedback. We meet as an ELT team next week. We have a board meeting, so I'm gonna see you soon, which is the next slide, that I'm sure y'all find something to laugh out. We're gonna see you next week, but my ELT team meets as a debrief next week, which we will take feedback and put into our strategic plan with you guys. I am planning to take the calendar question to DEIC. We do right now have it on the survey. I actually feel like we can manage the narrative around it by leaving it on the survey. I do. Now, we might get a little bit, they're thinking about it. Well, we are thinking about it. So I'm okay with hearing it. We're looking at all things to help our students. So that's my plan.
I mean, my problem is if we see the data out there that shows that it's not helping academically, I don't know why we would even think about a
Well,
4 day.
For a 4-day week, I will tell you, it does not help academically. It does not hurt, but you will not grow. They are not showing it grow at the same pace as their 5-day peers. They just aren't. They're growing, it's just a slower pace. I will tell you as a superintendent, that's my biggest concern.
Yeah, that's not what we need.
My second biggest concern is we have 63% economically disadvantaged and rely on us to eat their food.
I know, that's the
If
big.
you're asking me, I'm giving you my biggest concerns with a 4-day. My next step will look at an extended calendar. I will tell you, you'll get it flip-flopped. Staff is not gonna support it as much as a 4-day. But your parents might support it more, because then I'm not finding childcare for the summer, and they're with you guys, us, as the educators. So it almost is gonna flip-flop on popularity. Just so you know. Things to think about.
Well, I'm thinking about students first,
Yeah.
not staff, sorry.
Yep.
No.
And if we're not helping our students in the classroom, why do we even think about it?
Yep.
It's one of the first pictures.
Student censored.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna dive into the year-round calendar. I'm gonna call it something different later, but y'all know what I'm saying when year-round. And look at pros and cons for
But by
that.
dive in, you're talking about a similar analysis that
Yes.
you did right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
I think that'd be the best step before we even give it to
Okay.
Yes.
Let's
Before we
look
open the
at-
can of Pandora's box.
What I will do, just because I'm not gonna bring it up in the board meeting, it's not an agenda item, I will get the art like research and just send it to you guys in a Monday meeting in email. And give you my quick overview of an analysis. And then say, here's what I'm planning to do with this information, still include it, and I'm gonna include it in the surveys this way. And I'll put it in a Monday communication. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay. Any comments from this group over here?
I need your parent representative for the new library committee.
I got one.
Not till the 20th.
No, but I just am saying it with my mouth, like in my face.
If you're wondering what she's talking about, read the Monday email.
We're
Okay.
holding library book orders off until we get that
I have one, but she hasn't committed, so.
Okay.
Okay.
We can't even get anybody to be on the appraisal board.
Bobo sent one.
And if
You got mine?
And if you say I can't find one, then just officially say that. Okay,
Mrs.
and then
So-and-so.
we'll mark you off the list.
I have one, she just hasn't committed.
Okay,
I think
as
she
soon as
will.
you get it, email it to.
I've got to freaking have some time to email.
That's all I have.
Interesting.
Is that it?
That's it.
Hey, so I'm not.
Thank you. Can I let them go?
Yes.
And then I'm gonna
So-
talk to y'all about that. Okay.
Yes.
All right,
Go.
y'all are good unless you wanna stay while I'm talking to them. Okay, so here's the thing.
Do you need to do anything on that?
No, it can still go. We're still in
We're
workshop.
still workshop.
So on your objective, you have the objective. You can do one rating for the entire objective. We have all of these things that we're trying to reach, but you can just give us, have we started work? 1, 2, 3,
It's really hard for me to hear this.
All right, if you're gonna stay, stay. If you're gonna get out, get out.
Quietly.
I think
Go.
Barbara is gonna do it, but she's going to.
You were nice the first time.
I was.
So she's like.
Didn't do any good.
Yes, and I was like, I really like, she said, what if I have someone else? And I said, I'll take
All right,
two.
I'm gonna talk to y'all, and then I'll just get on there. So we have the one objective, which just for the one
Yes,
objective.
I've been too.
There are multiple progress
Yes,
measures,
that's
but just for the objective. So in increasing achievement and growth.
And so maybe
Have
she
we
has
started? If we haven't, put them in. If we've started, but you haven't seen minimal progress, put a 0 or a 1. If we've made some progress, is it a 2 or a 3? If you're like, you've knocked it out of the park, it's a 4. But only do it for each objective.
So then what's this?
That's your homework.
I know.
different.
I'll talk about that in a minute.
So I'm
This you're
doing
gonna
this
leave
right
with me.
now.
It's, oh, we have to do this now.
Yes, do that.
Okay.
That's not homework. You're
Thought it
giving
was
it to
all
me.
homework.
Because I'm gonna give them feedback
Okay.
at their meeting. And then the stages, you just get to rate the stages for homework and give that to me in the next couple of
So
weeks.
we're putting it in this column, right?
You're gonna, I'm gonna
Right
do
here.
this.
So-
Just rate that one,
Yeah, and then that
Not
one, and
each
that.
little.
not
thing.
each little thing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, just like that. There you go, Mom. Good job.
And we give
Give
this
enough
to you next time?
instruction.
No, this one you're giving me now because I'm gonna meet with my team and give them feedback. You need a pen?
I give enough instruction, I shouldn't be able to take it.
So I'm gonna show you, she's just writing there instead of doing that.
I have done that and,
I can read it either way. This helps me give the team feedback. No, it's fine.
One per objective,
Yep,
correct?
one per objective.
It's hard on some of these.
I know, because
Well,
like.
I'm probably overthinking it, and I'm sure if they didn't touch on it and didn't elaborate with us.
Just put it in.
Just put it in. Okay.
Just put it in.
One for all of these,
Okay.
not each individual. That's why it makes it hard, because some you're like, oh, I'm great on that one, but not as good as that one.
And then you can do an average of it, right? Then it's not a 4, maybe for the whole objective, it's only a 2.
Ooh, your numbers are very high.
Appreciate it. This is homework. Just stage. You're gonna read it and say, is it in our system and where are we at? That's it. You can circle it.
I have those.
Okay. And then we're good.
Well, we're not close.
Oh, yeah.
Is there extra? No, I'm gonna behave and sit here and.
I'm used to like the team that can get out. I did.
We put our name on her?
You don't have to. I'm just using it as feedback for the team. Just overall, where do you want us to, I'm looking at the scores just to help us get better. If you want to make comments, feel free.
Gosh, this one's hard because like there's repeat offenders.
Got to eat your cake too, huh?
I do.
All right.
I hope you enjoyed the conversation and the food.
Very good.
Very good.
Pass
Thank
on
you.
compliments to the chefs.
Time.
Woo!
Jeez, seriously? God, Susie.
See you Thursday.
Alrighty.
Please, got it. The
Gotta
meeting's still
close
open.
this.
Somebody's on.
That icing's really good.
Very
It
good.
is actually really good.
Okay, here's one. I think I
It's
just.
the same cake.
Oh,
but
wait,
the
no,
other
I
one.
missed one.
But I didn't have that one, I had the other one.
You had the other one?
You good?
Sounds good, Jack, you too, man. I'll be there.
Take care, Dr. Huff.
Thank you, Jack.
Bye, Nikki.
Bye.
Bye,
See
Kenny.
ya.
Kenny.
Thursday.
Bye.
All right.
Wait, did we adjourn?
No, we did not.
You're there,
Not
buddy.
adjourned.
Are we adjourning?
And if, no, not yet.
Or do I need to?
Scoring, and we will be adjourning.
He's gonna be,
You want me to grab the M&O?
I gotta walk back that way.
Okay,
I got it.
okay.
Don't let me forget my bucket for my 7:30.
She can see M&O, I'm bringing the INS
Okay,
tomorrow.
gotcha.
I'm in charge of the
Stop.
M&O.
I'm stopping at the break room.
Okay. Bye.
Good night.
Hey, who?
Eric, who?
Right. Banana pudding. Banana pudding.
So it's our new joke when
He'll
he's here.
never live that down.
At Hall of Fame. You know, everybody's shaking hands and telling him, such a good
I
job.
told him, because they were like, what is it? So I had to tell him, like,
Okay.
just
Yeah, I
literally,
was,
who?
couldn't believe it.
And when he goes, who? So that's our new joke for Eric.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who are you?
You thought you were all that.
And then he
after that
literally makes
whirlwind.
Dave Campbell's coach of the
I
week,
know.
like, who's that guy?
Who dat?
Okay.
All right, any other questions, concerns? We all done?
We're done.
I
All
believe we
right,
are.
then if
Oh,
not,
I got
we'll
paid
adjourn the
down
meeting.
there.
The time is 8:11.
In more ways than one.